Halos with an exciting victory last night, taking game one against the Detroit Tigers, and tonight from beautiful Big A, it is game two against the visiting Tigers from the American League Central Division. Hi, everybody, from inside the Big A, we welcome you back to Angels Baseball here on Fox Sports West. I'm Victor Rojas, along with my partner, Mark Gubza. The Angels on this current homestand, 6-1. Tonight, they run into a little bit of a buzzsaw. Justin Verlander, 11-game winner and a 4-time All-Star, is on the hill for the Tigers, but not to be outdone. The Angels throwing out a pretty good arm themselves. Dan Herring towing the slam for the Halos.
Victor, this is an outstanding pitching matchup. Almost similar to what we saw at Dodger Stadium and earlier in this homestand with Kershaw and Weaver. Dan Herring's got outstanding stuff himself. He doesn't necessarily throw 98, but he's got a very good moving fastball. He cuts the fastball, very good slider, curveball, and devastating split-finger fastball. He's won his last two starts. Then, of course, Justin Verlander, no-hitter earlier in the season. He's got great stuff. He throws 97, 98 in the ninth inning. He's taken two other games into the eighth inning with no-hit ball. He has that type of ability, but he has struggled throughout his career, 3-3 mark against the Angels. You see that mark, 11-3. Pitcher of the month, ERA under 1. That's how dominant he was in the month of June. But Dan Herring's been throwing the ball very well against the AL Central. Look for him to go out there and throw that fastball for a strike. Finish him off with that split finger fastball.
Man, as we saw a little bit last night, this Tigers offense can be potent. They've got a very deep lineup, so Dan Herring will have his hands full. Justin Verlander, on the other hand, same thing. The Angels offense has been clicking over the last couple of weeks. A couple of home runs last night, one by Torrey, the other by Vernon Wells. As we are just about ready for baseball here at the Big A. So sit back and relax. Line up the first pitch when we return. closer. See what they're saying at mysocalhyundai.com. By CarMax. Now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. And by Shakey's. Win a pizza party for 10. Go to Shakey's.com. Another perfect night for baseball here at the Big A. The Halos rolling here at home with a victory last night. They're an even 521-21, still atop the American League West, tied with the Texas Rangers, who are battling the Baltimore Orioles down in Arlington. The Tigers, with the loss last night, a game and a half back of the Cleveland Indians in second place in the Central. They've got a 45-41 record. And this is Jim Leland's lineup for tonight. Austin Jackson leading things off in center. Brennan Bosch is in left field. Maglio Ordonez in right. Miguel Cabrera is the DH. Victor Martinez gets to start at first base. Johnny Peralta's been red hot. He is the shortstop. Alex Avila is doing the catching, the first-time All-Star. Ryan Rayburn at second base. No Brandon Inch tonight. It's Don Kelly instead, batting ninth and playing third base. Taking on Dan Herron. He of the 8-5 record and the sub-3 ERA. It stands at 2.85.
Well, the big thing you look at, it jumps at it. 18 walks, 98 strikeouts. So he's always around the strike zone. Devastating split finger fastball. Spots the fastball exceptionally well. He's won his last two starts.
Second look at the Home Depot, doing more on defense for the Angels. Vernon Wells in left, Peter Borges in center, Torrey Hunter in right. In the infield, it's Isturis and Ibar on the left side, Kendrick and Trumbo on the right. Jeff Mathis, back-to-back starts behind the plate.
Peter Borges out there in center field made two outstanding game-saving plays, particularly the one that Miguel Cabrera hit all the way to the wall with first and second no outs. Has that type of ability. 13 assists in his career at that center field position in his 2 years at Major League level, almost basically one full season. Now, but great coverage as far as left to right and then going back on the baseball.
Made two great catches, the one up against the wall, the other one that sinking liner off the bat of Cabrera. Jackson has the count evened up on him now at 1-1 strike. Austin Jackson, the center fielder, went 0 for 3 last night, hitting .246 on the year. 4 home runs, 23 runs batted in. Swinging a miss, committing himself to that split finger pitch, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, that was a great pitch, too. He stayed on top of that exceptionally well. We talked about his gathering over the pitching rubber for good balance for Dan Herron.
Flipping this one into foul territory on the first base side, and Mark Trumbo will make the catch for the first down.
Always key to keep Austin Jackson off the base pass, too. 15 stolen bases on the season. They're one serious stolen base threat. Job of keeping him out in front on some all-speed pitches. Hits the fastball well, but has a tough time adjusting to breaking pitches.
Here's Brennan Bosch, the left fielder. Last night, 1 for 4. Extended his hitting streak to 10 games. He had a base hit that came in the 6th inning. Hitting .309 with 12 home runs and 40 runs batted in as that pitch is in there for a strike. Bosch getting a piece of that one. No balls, 2 strikes. Herron's coming off back-to-back wins. Defeated the Nationals the last time out. No runs, 2 hits, and 7 1/3. It was a 1-0 win for the Angels. His first home victory since April the 12th. They wanted to appeal. He did go around. The ball gets by Jeff Mathis, and Bosch is going to reach. Interesting in that Bosch really didn't start breaking up the first base line until he saw the ball past Mathis. But Angel Campos, the home plate umpire, rung him up, so it'll go as a strikeout wild pitch.
Boy, that's a great split finger fastball, too. As the ball was down, he was able to block it, but when he looked back for it, Mathis kicked it back behind him. And Bosch is able to get to first base on the strikeout.
So man at first with 1 out. Here's Maglio. The right fielder takes a strike. This one out to center field. Hanging up for Borges. That'll be the second out of the inning.
Ordonez, who went 0 for 2 yesterday with a couple of walks, lines out to center field. Bosch remains at first. Mentioned Angel Campos calling the balls and strikes this evening. The crew chief is Joe West. He's at first. Chad Fairchild at second. Angel Hernandez was behind the plate last night. Is over at third base this evening. So because of the wild pitch, Miguel Cabrera, serving as a DH tonight, gets an opportunity to bat here in the first inning with a man at first base. Hits the first one out to shallow right center field. Here comes Borges, and he will make the catch, cutting in front of Torrey Hunter to end the top of the first. Izturis, Hunter, and Abreu coming up against Justin Verlander. Bosch to reach. Does pick up his first strikeout of the game. This is the lineup that Mike Scioscia is running out there this evening. Meister Izturis leading things off at third base. Torrey Hunter is in right. Bobby Abreu is the designated hitter. Vernon Wells the cleanup hitter in left field. Howie Kendrick at second. Eric Ivar is the shortstop. Mark Trumbo at first base. Peter Borges batting eighth, playing center. Jeff Mathis will bat ninth and do the catching. Taking on the 28-year-old Virginia native by the name of Justin Verlander.
Yeah, we see that no-hitter back on May 7th. Took a couple other no-hitters into the 8th inning. They fell apart for him. Very good stuff. We talked about that in the opening, but the reality is he struggled somewhat against the Angels in his career. 3-3 with an ERA at 4.5. A number of guys in the lineup today for the Angels have had pretty good success jumping on that fastball of Verlander. That's the big thing with him. He establishes fastball early on. If you go after that fastball, you have a good shot.
With Joe West and Jim Leland talking about something. Perhaps it's Cowboy Joe West music CD that Jim Leland would like to.
I think he said, hey, listen, can you autograph that copy for me?
Yeah, could you please send a couple along? But that's kind of business you take care of before the game.
Perfect.
There's Meister Izturis to lead things off. Verlander delivers a strike. Verlander with a 7-game winning streak. Personal winning streak for him. The numbers for Meister Izturis. Had the day off yesterday, hitting .286, 4 home runs, 20 runs batted in. He's got 19 doubles as well. The count evens up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Perfect. That's all it takes. Creative side, you're on the air.
Meister is hitting .500 against Verlander. Why would you not put that sign up?
It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
9 for 18. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Seeing the ball well against American League Pitcher of the Month for June. Verlander 6-0 and a .92 ERA in 6 starts in the month of June. 2-1. Caught the inside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In his career against the Halos, 9 starts, a 3-3 record, a .453 ERA. This is a guy that features plus stuff on all of his pitches as Asturis lifts one out to shallow center. Jackson comes jogging in. He'll put it away for the first out. Defensively behind Verlander, Bosch in left, Jackson at center, Ordonez in right. It's Kelly, Peralta, Rayburn, Martinez from third to first with Alex Avila, his first-time All-Star, behind the plate.
Victor Martinez getting the start at first base. Caught a lot throughout his career. His third start of the season at first base. Going to be pretty active as far as Verlander, even though with that good fastball, he does induce the hitters, hitting a lot of ground balls. So he should be active, especially with the fact that you're going to try to bunt against him also.
Here's Torrey Hunter. Torrey with the first inning home run last night, his 9th of the year. Ended up going 1 for 3, hitting .240. Team leading 40 runs batted in. 13 doubles, 1 triple. Showing no residual effects of getting hit by a pitch, but certainly doesn't enjoy another fastball coming up and in.
That'll get your attention, fastball up and in like that, especially when you're trying to avoid getting hit. And another Angel hitter with good numbers against Verlander, .333 with 1 home run.
This one toward the hole. Peralta gets around it, off balance throw, and Torrey's retired for round number 2. We'll take a look at our Hyundai key to the game.
Victor, with Rally Sock Monkey Day, we're going to shock the monkey tonight. Little Peter Gabriel. The reality is, our little monkey out there in the Scott sign, just looking at the hitters for the Angels, having success, jumping on that fastball early on against Verlander, putting pressure on him, stealing some bases, not particularly quick to the plate, putting the pressure and shocking them tonight.
By the way the Angels have played on this homestand, those monkeys will be out there the rest of the season.
They have to be.
They've been scuffling at home prior to this homestand, with those winning ways that they were taken care of out of the road during that long road trip certainly carried over here at the Big A's. Bobby takes a strike. Abreu had a rough night last night, 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. Charlie Furbush got him several times. Phil Koch got him later on in the game. It's quickly in the hole with no balls, 2 strikes.
And Verlander breaking out the changeup here in the first inning. That was excellent arm action on that pitch. Took off a fastball and coming with another changeup.
Missed outside, a ball and 2 strikes.
Pretty nice to have a changeup. It's 86 to 88 range. Certainly a lot of other pitchers, good fastballs.
Down and away.
Well, he shook him off. He went changeup again. 3 in a row against Bobby Abreu.
Like Verlander featuring the All-Star logo on his cap. A couple of stars in the back of the cap. Back of the jersey. Full count now.
It's a pretty cool thing. I saw that in a game yesterday when he made the All-Star team, having the stars on their jersey and hat. I like that.
Full count here on Abreu. And he takes a called strike 3 off speed pitch, and Bobby doesn't like the call. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Verlander. 1 complete here at the Big A, and we have no score. of the first inning, ejected by Angel Campos. It was a 3-2 pitch. Bobby thinking pitch was below the knees. Bobby's got a pretty good idea of the strike zone. And as it goes, you can't argue balls and strikes. That's usually a cause for automatic ejection.
Especially for that long a period of time. You may be able to get a few words in here and there, but not stay there for a while. But Bobby, always a guy that knows exactly where the strike zone is. The changeup, middle part of the plate, might have been slightly below the strike zone, but certainly a pretty good pitch by Verlander, and a pitch that, you know, Bobby decided there was no way he was going to swing at because he felt it was a ball.
Saw something earlier today on the Worldwide Leader about the ejections in Major League Baseball, especially of late, almost as if they're becoming like state troopers, have a quota to meet. Guys have been getting ejected left and right. But that being said, you know, personal opinion, looked like Angel Campos gave Bobby enough room to kind of say his piece and move on, but Bobby just kept going after him. Unfortunately for the Angels, we think it'll probably be Russell Branyan getting the call at DH, but who knows? You can go with Alberto Callas was a DH. Switch hitter, they can bat from the left side against Verlander. We'll figure that out once that DH spot comes back around. Victor Martinez leading things off here, ahead of the count at 2-0. Make that 3 balls and no strikes. Martinez went 0 for 4 last night, hitting .328. 6 home runs at 46 runs batted in. Victor served DH last night. And Cabrera switching spots tonight. 3-1. Aaron with a strikeout in the first. 3 fly ball outs, strikeout reaching on the wild pitch. That's why there was a man left on base. Martinez, Peralta, Avila here in the second. Grounder to the right side, Howie Kendrick. He's got it. And Martinez retired for the first time.
That's what makes Dan Heron so effective. Behind the count 3-0 against a guy that's got good numbers in his career. 9 for 18 with a home run. Didn't give in to an all-speed pitch, little cut fastball to be able to get him out in front and get an easy ground ball to second base.
Here's Johnny Peralta. Peralta, the shortstop, had a nice night last night as he swings and drives one out toward deep left center field. Vernon Wells and Peter Borges. Wells reaching out and makes the running catch for the second out of the inning.
Boy, the 3-time Gold Glover in center field did a great job. You know what I've seen today, even early in the ballgame, the great communication between all 3 outfielders. That fly ball at the end of the inning, Peter Borges went in front of Torrey Hunter, made the play. This time Vernon Wells calling that baseball right away. You can see him, he's in full extension, makes a great grab. Right at the warning track. That's a great extension. Covered a ton of ground, but it's all about that communication between the two.
And a very difficult drive to catch, because more times than not, from a left fielder's perspective, you got a right-handed batter, you get a ball that you get around it and it starts hooking back towards you. That ball was flushed and there was no hook. It wasn't coming back to Wells. He had to continue to track that ball and made a nice catch at the very end. And as Peralta made that swing, I was talking about how good a night he had last night, 2 for 4. He's just been on a tear for the Tigers. Makes a loud out. 2 outs here the second. Here's Alex Avila, the catcher. 1 ball, 1 strike. Avila being named to the American League All-Star team this year. His first nomination. 1 for 4, the double yesterday. 17th of the year. You see his overall numbers. 46 runs batted in. Out in front of that one, taps it foul. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Here with that good slider, good cut fastball. So as a hitter, especially a left-handed hitter, you see that pitch coming in, but it's at 2 different speeds. Very difficult to time. Sometimes you'll see him throw the split finger fastball here. Going to come with it right now. See if he can stay on top of it.
Again, getting him out in front of it, rolling it foul. So the count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Avila, a 5th round pick in 2008 by the Tigers out of the University of Alabama. Got to the big leagues last year, played 104 games. A brief cup of coffee in 2009, but last year at 228. He's found his niche this year. He's pretty much the primary catcher.
Back-to-back split-finger fastballs to Vila by Dan Herron.
Count still at a ball and 2 strikes. And he gets him looking on the inside corner. Down goes Avila. Dan Herron has himself a 1-2-3 second. We head to the bottom of the second, still scoreless. First 1-2-3 inning. Wells, Kendrick, and Ibar here in the second. Verlander had himself a 1-2-3 first, including that strikeout of Bobby Abreu, leading to Abreu's 5th career ejection, the first player ejection for the Angels this season. And as Verlander came out, getting ready to throw his warm-up pitches, Angel Hernandez, the third base umpire today, kind of reminding Verlander that if he goes to his mouth while on the dirt, that he's got to wipe that off. You just can't take moisture from the mouth and put it right on the baseball.
Yeah, that's one of those rules that's been changed in recent times, where before you had to be off the dirt completely to go to your mouth. Now to speed up the game, they're letting you stay on, but you have to wipe your hand off.
Verlander misses outside with a fastball. Vernon last night had a 2-for-4 game. A double, his 5th, the home run, his 12th. 30 runs batted in for Vernon Wells. Breaking pitch, 2 balls and no strikes.
And I think that's the one pitch for Verlander right now that's made the difference for him this season. He's always had that very good curveball to go along with his fastball changeup, but his slider's been much more effective, and he's using that a lot against right-handed batters, especially right-handed batters with pop.
Well, he got a fastball there. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Now, I mentioned those 30 RBIs for Vernon Wells. And you start to wonder how much time missed, basically a month with that groin strain, where he would be otherwise. I mean, Vernon now playing in his 60th game. Had a very slow start to the season as he fouls this one behind the plate, out of play. The count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. We were talking about communication earlier on the outfield. Not so much here.
No. There's 3 outfielders going for the baseball, but the play was made, though.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
That is hooked down the left field line, and this one is a foul ball. Angel Hernandez making the call. Vernon Wells is at second base. And the beauty of being in the catbird seat is that we get the chance to watch it once again.
Well, right down the line, a rocket hit by Vernon.
Boy, he got it right.
Well, he was in great position,
Yep.
Angel Hernandez. He went right down the line and saw and called it right away. Very good call. Bottom line is he got himself in the position to make the proper call. Went down the line, he got a good view at it, and saw that it was going right down towards the line, right by the yellow marking on the wall, and saw that it was to the left of it, and made the call foul.
Here's the 2-2. Fouled back, got the fastball. So the count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Another team with a hit as of yet. 1 base runner. That was the wild pitch via the strikeout of Brennan Bosch in the first inning. Well, we've been treated to some great pitching matchups here of late. This one rolled foul. Dino Abel, the Angels' third base coach, deciding that ball was hit too firmly.
Yeah, that's a good idea to stay away from that one.
A little hair on it.
Yeah, they're all like, hey, make the play. And he's like, no.
He's one of the most active guys down the third base line, but that one not so much.
Even if you make the play, it's not going to feel good.
No. Well, you have to play it off as if it didn't bother you. Swing and a miss on the breaking pitch down to the chase. And there is out number 1. Fans, follow the Angels at foxsportswest.com/Angels. You can log on and catch all of Joe McDonald's and Michael Martinez's columns. And be sure to vote for the Angels poll question. Who's been the best American League starting pitcher this season? Josh Beckett, CC Sabathia, Jared Weaver, or Justin Verlander?
Well, all 4 of those guys have been excellent, but for me, it comes down to those 2 bottom ones, Jared Weaver and Justin Verlander. At this point of the season, they've been the most dominant.
Howie Kendrick swinging at that first pitch slider.
And I think when you look at Jared Weaver, you almost want to give him the edge because he hasn't had as much run support to work with early in the game. So a lot of those games he's out there 0-0 all the way into the 6th and 7th inning, which makes it more difficult to pitch.
Back-to-back sliders to Howie, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. If I remember correctly, reading a couple of days ago that Jared Weaver, of the 115 qualifying pitchers, he's 113th in run support. Dan Herron, I believe, is real close. Howard fouled at the plate, got a piece of Avila. The count remains at 0-2.
And trust me, if you're a pitcher, I mean, CC Sabathia, like tonight, got 6 runs by the 3rd inning. CC Sabathia's a great pitcher, and he's going to be out there 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. He'll dominate as much as possible. When you get that early run support, it allows you to be more aggressive in the strike zone as compared to what Dan Herron and Jared Weaver had done a lot this season as far as hitting the corners and not trying to make mistakes.
Another 0-2. A slow bouncer towards short. Peralta. The ball came up on him, and he's safe at first. Boy, from up here, it looked like a close play, but it looked like Howie was out. And I guess that's got to be an infield single. Jim Leland might just blow a gasket on this one. I mean, did you see it as out or safe?
I thought he was out.
I thought he was out too.
I mean, the only thing it could have been is Victor Martinez's foot was off the base, maybe because it was a high throw.
I mean, the ball came up on Peralta, a little bit of a high throw. Looks like the foot's on the bag.
Better angle right here to see if his foot is up off the base. Ball's in the glove before the foot hits the bag.
Yeah. So the Angels get a break, and it is ruled a hit.
And the one thing about Verlander, he has 1 pickoff in the season. You will try to steal a bag against him.
Howie now with a 14-game hitting streak.
The Steelers have been successful 7 out of 9 attempts against Verlander.
Eric Ibar hitting .277 on the year. Takes the first pitch down and away. Eric went 1 for 4 yesterday. Picked up his 36th run batted in. He's got 5 home runs. 15 doubles and 5 triples. Quick throw to first. Howie back. The Angels stole 3 bases last night. 2 by Peter Borges, 1 by Mark Trumbo, Alex Avila. He's thrown out 15 of 54 this season. Ibar is ahead of the count at 2 balls and no strikes.
Back-to-back changeups. And it might be that residual effect as far as Verlander having a tough time against a number of these hitters for the Angels because they've been jumping on that fastball against them. Number of all-speed pitches.
Don Kelly, the third baseman, playing just about even with the bag at third. Quick throw over again. Verlander cognizant of Kendrick over there. Howie, 8 stolen bases, been caught twice. The Angels with 73 bags on the year. They are 4th in the American League in that category. Howie takes off the hit and run, and that's a base hit into right field, possibly more. Kendrick all the way to third. Ibar is trying to go to second base. The throw from Ordonez not in time. Here comes Howie Kendrick, and the Angels are on top 1-0.
You talk about great base running and great coaching. Dino Ebel with a tremendous job. Once he saw that baseball coming into second base, no hesitation, sending Howie Kendrick home on that baseball, because the reality is when you're facing a guy like Verlander, you have to take your chances to score runs. He's not going to give up a bunch of hits. So you press the issue like we talked about in the opening, and that's how you're able to come across and get a run across here. 2-0 fastball turns on it by Martinez at first base. Eric Ibar quick on that hands on that inner half. And Ordonez throwing the ball in, and Dino Ebel saw that. Right away, no hesitation at all. Sends Howie home to score that run. Well, that's just great base running and great coaching.
Well, the missed call at first base by Joe West benefits the Angels as Howie Kendrick comes around to score on the double by Eric Ibar. Eric picking up his 16th double of the year. And Trumbo takes a breaking ball upstairs. Mark had a 2-for-4 game last night, hitting .255, 13 home runs, 36 runs batted in. Ibar gets credit for an RBI. That's his 37th. Go back to that play about Howie Kendrick on the hit and run. As soon as he sees Magny Ordonez throw the ball to second base, continuing on with that windmill motion.
Boy, so often you'll see third base coaches just being content that he's at second and third there, but against Verlander, you can't be content.
Bounce it toward the middle. Peralta's got the skimmer. And Trumbo is retired for the second down of the inning. Got to pause now at first base because he's just not sure.
Especially that speed of Trumbo going down the line. You just never know. A bang, bang play may go in their favor again.
So 2 outs. Ibar advances to third base. And here's Peter Borges.
Jim Leyland telling Kelly at third base, be aware that Borges will try to bunt here for a base hit even with 2 outs. And a runner on third. Martinez, the same thing, playing in.
Borges picked up a knock last night, went 1 for 3. He fouls this one back. There's no balls at a strike.
And the threat of that speed in the bunt, effectiveness of the bunt with Borges. You even have Rayburn playing halfway in at second base. Martinez was playing in. Kelly playing in there. It gives you a better opportunity to get a base hit. Even if you can flare it over the infield for a base hit.
I mean, Martinez is playing way off the line, not playing just behind the bag at first base. And now creeps in a little bit more. From the stretch is Verlander. 1 ball, 1 strike. 266, 3 home runs, 16 runs batted in. 14 doubles and 6 triples for Peter Borges. trying to get that on-base percentage up. It's at 317 at the start of the night. Lifts this one in the air toward right field. Magli Ordonez comes over. He'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. But the Angels get a run on a couple of hits, leave a man at third. 2 in the books. Angels on top, 1-0. The score of 1-0. Ryan Rayburn lead things off for the Tigers. And he'll look at a strike from Dan Herron. 8, 9, and 1. Rayburn, Kelly, and Jackson. Rayburn last night 1 for 3. His average at 207. Lays off that breaking pitch, and that's the pitch Dan Herron in early June just didn't have going in his starts. It was just a little bit off. Didn't have quite that bite. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, because he would pull off on his mechanics, and that front shoulder would fly open. It's tough to be able to play catch up with the arm. You know, they've been working hard. Mike butchered him in between starts, long toss sessions. All about getting your mechanics back.
Rayburn swinging through it. It's 2-2.
When you think about Dan Herron from the get-go, he used to be a 95, 96 mile an hour guy with the fastball, but it's changed. He's evolved more into using all his pitches, and that gathering over that pitching rubber has been so effective for him. He's able to stay on top and work downhill so effectively.
2-2, a little tapper toward third as Sturris has to barehand it, and he'll throw out Rayburn for out number 1. Nice defense by Meister Sturris at third base.
Well, you're talking about great hands, and he catches that with the bare hand and able to scoop it and throw it all in one motion for Meister. No matter where Mike Scioscia puts Meister Sturris, he's going to make that play. The key, getting underneath that baseball to be able to keep it in your hand, and then as you're going through your motion, then you gather yourself out and able to throw that strong throw to get Rayburn at first base. Dan Herron liking that defense from Meister Sturris.
Always difficult play for a third baseman with 2 strikes on a hitter. As Don Kelly takes a strike, you're playing back. Little dribbler on a full swing.
Nice job by Meister most times, yeah. Especially that third base position.
Kelly fouling it back. No balls, 2 strikes. Kelly did not see action last night with Brandon Inge getting the start at third base. Brandon getting the night off tonight. Kelly hitting .244, a couple of home runs, 10 runs batted in. It's the Tigers team that offensively one of the best in the American League. Kelly goes down swinging for the second out.
Boy, that split finger fastball was nasty. After a good fastball that Kelly was late on, stayed on top, threw a nasty pitch, ability to be able to spot that one, run in action away from a left-handed batter. Nasty. See that rotation very well, a split finger fastball. That
Well, it goes back to mechanics, as you've always pointed out.
It's so good as far as gathering over the rubber. Look how you can stand there for as long as you need to get yourself in position to get that proper angle working downhill.
Man,
still as can be.
It's that pause right there that freezes every hitter.
I mean, hitters are out in front. Look at that. I mean, he can stay there forever. You talk about balance. That is tremendous balance. Now you can throw now, Dan.
Way to break it down, buddy. 0-2 pitch down in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, you always try to teach youngsters, to be able to get over that pitching rubber and have balance like that. Hey, that's textbook right there.
Austin Jackson 0 for 1. He popped down into foul territory. Aaron and Verlander both worked very quickly. 1-2, just missed inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Pretty good pitch.
Full count now. Brennan Bosch on deck. 3 strikeouts for Heron. No walks.
Austin Jackson, very good as far as hitting the fastball. You would think Dan Heron's inclined to go after with a fastball here, 3-2 with that speed he has to try to throw a strike.
3-2 out toward right center field, chasing Borges back. Peter back at the wall, can't make the catch. Jackson with his long stride heading toward third base, and he is in there standing up at the triple. 7th triple of the year for Austin Jackson. Nice effort on the part of Peter Borges, but that ball was squared up. Borges was playing much more shallower than he was last night against Miguel Cabrera when he made that catch up against the wall.
He went after him with that cut fastball, but it stayed up in the strike zone, and Jackson didn't miss that one. Drove that ball well. The ball's going to have good carry tonight, especially early in the game. Still warm, not a lot of breeze going right now. High off the wall. The effort was there for Peter Borges, but unable to get up that high on the wall.
So man at third with 2 outs. Here's Bosch, the strikeout victim of the first, reaching on the wild pitch. Swinging through the first pitch. It is no balls and a strike. Bosch with a 10-game hitting streak right now. 7th in the American League with 57 runs scored. Tied for 7th with 22 doubles. Pulled up the line but foul. 0-2. In his rookie campaign last year, Bosch at 256, 14 home runs, 67 runs batted in. Former 3rd round pick in 06. Pulls this one foul off his leg.
That got in the middle of his shin, it looked like.
That's how much movement that pitch had. Get a hitter that commits to the swing and then fouls it off his body.
A little cut fastball.
Oh, that might have
Man.
gotten inside of the knee.
But especially when that ball got on his leg in a hurry, too.
Kevin Rand, the trainer for the Tigers, out there. Man,
Well, that baseball hit him square on that inside part of the knee area. It was a cut fastball, about 86 mile an hour, and then trying to drop the bat head out and try to catch up with that pitch right off the leg.
Got a chance to take some practice swings. Heron's getting some extra tosses in as he waits. Well, you would think, especially with an 0-2 count, that the mindset would be to come back inside.
You have to. The only other pitch that Dan Heron may think about going to besides that cut fastball inside is maybe the split finger fastball. Thinking because of that knee being sore with the foul ball. You see right there, he's going right back inside again.
left that one up. Got away with one. The count remains at no balls, 2 strikes. Mentioned Bosch, a local product. Harvard Westlake High School, UC Berkeley. Aaron trying to get out of this 3rd inning. Austin Jackson with a 2-out triple stands at 3rd. Down low, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I thought maybe a split finger fastball like he threw there would be effective because that knee still being sore. The plant leg, if you're not going to have as much plate coverage on the outer half, especially going away from him.
Boy, a little dribbler. Herron will barehanded throw to first. That will end the inning. So the 2-out triple by Austin Jackson is stranded at 3rd base. We have the bottom of the 3rd. Angels still on top. And if it did not stiffen up now, you knew it would after a couple of innings of standing out in left field. So the Tigers being cautious, take Bosch out. The Angels have a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd. Jeff Mathis looks at a fastball below the knees. That's 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, that's probably the right decision. Bosch is having a solid season this year for the Tigers. Been very good as a run-producing role also and playing solid defense. But that knee is going to stiffen up as the game progresses for sure.
1 ball, 1 strike on Jeff Mathis. Got an 0-for-2 game last night. Did have a sacrifice bunt, hitting 194 with a couple of home runs, 11 runs batted in. Getting back-to-back starts behind the plate. One from Verlander. That's a fastball that sails outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Verlander allowing a couple of hits in the 2nd inning as Mathis fouls this one back.
Oh, that went right in the radio booth.
I think that may have given Terry Smith a haircut. He didn't catch it. Don't let Terry fool you now. Terry didn't catch that ball.
Darren Chen tried to make the play and save him.
Where's Terry? Where's Terry? Hello, Terry.
He went Matrix.
There's it. Look, and he comes out. That's a hero. That's a veteran move right there.
Yes, it is.
Mathis goes down looking, and there's out number 1. Terry Smith. He's a legend.
He is.
Strikeout of Mathis at third for Justin Verlander. Credit Darren Chan, the producer engineer of the.
I know, what an effort by him to protect his guys in front of him.
There's DC. He made an effort. He came over.
Yes.
He was trying to protect Terry, but Terry was okay. He was under the desk. Top of the order now, Meiser Sturz grounding one over to Johnny Peralta. 2 outs. Fans, on Thursday at 7:05, the Halos begin a 4-game series against the Seattle Mariners. All fans in attendance will receive an Angels flashback at courtesy of Hyundai. For tickets, visit the Angels Stadium ticket office or log on to angels.com. Two quick outs for Justin Verlander here to start this third inning. Here's Torrey Hunter. Torrey grounded out to Peralta. So he's over 1. 2 players, 2 starters in this game already out of this ball game. Bobby Abreu ejected after arguing called strike 3 in the first inning. As Torrey fouls one off to the right. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Bobby getting replaced by Russell Brand, who's come out to the on-deck circle. And then Brennan Bosch, after fouling a pitch off the inside of his right knee, moved from the game to start the bottom of the third. Replaced in left field by Andy Dirks. The 1-1. Torrey hitting one high towards the left center field. Dirks comes in and gives way to Austin Jackson.
That was a good route.
Yeah, Andy wasn't quite sure. He might want to check MapQuest the next time out. The third inning comes to an end. The Angels on top 1-0. Can you name the only 4 Angels pitchers who started an All-Star game?
You know the obvious. Dean Chance, Noel Ryan, Mark Langston.
Thanks for letting everybody at home play along.
Hey, it's not too often I think I know something.
That is a valid point.
Yes.
There's the 0-1 to Maglio. Takes outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here in the 4th inning, the Angels have a 1-0 lead. Boy, a stifling day today as far as the heat and humidity, at least for Southern California. 2 balls and a strike. Tigers here in the 4th inning, sending up 3, 4, and 5. Ordonez, Cabrera, and Martinez. Maglio hit a fly ball to center field in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Great numbers in his career against Heron. Good location on that pitch. Evens the count at 2-2. Ordonez hitting one out to shallow right field. There's out number 1. Out of the Tigers bullpen, kind of curious here. Adam Wilk is up and loosening, and he looks like he's loosening. Unlike Jose Valverde last night, just playing catch. Looks like Wilk is getting ready as if he's coming at a game. So I wonder if something's bothering Justin Verlander.
Anytime you see a guy warming up with a smile on their face, they don't quite have their game face going yet. So maybe just getting loose along with Verlander if there's some kind of discomfort for Verlander as he takes the mound again.
You a big fan of that? Guys loosening the pen when there's nothing really wrong with it?
No. I didn't have a lot of good things to say to anybody in the dugout when they did that. Gave him a little bit of a glare if that was the case.
1-1 pitch. Cabrera gets jammed, fouls it off to the right. It's 1-2.
A great location, that fastball. Back-to-back fastballs in on the hands of Cabrera, not letting his arms get extended.
Here's the 1-2. Rolls it foul. Maybe it's just my brother out there running a fire drill. See how quickly guys can get up and start playing catch.
I think so. To say, hey, listen, this is my command.
Second day on the job.
Get ready.
Yeah.
Just in case. And then go sit down. Next.
Before Skipper sees you.
Yeah.
Another 1-2. It's in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cabrera hit a fly ball to center field himself that ended the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Hey, Verlander's coming off a 1-2-3 inning. He's retired 5 in a row. 2-2 sharply hit, but Howie Kendrick positioned perfectly will throw out Cabrera, and there are 2 outs.
Just looking down to the bullpen right now. I think he called down himself and said, hey, sit down, please.
Justin?
Yes. They were that good. No-hitter back-to-back seasons. You can afford to call down and say, no, I'm good. Sit down.
So 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Here's Victor Martinez, a ground ball in the 2nd inning for Victor. He's 0 for 1. Mentioned the Tigers, one of the best hitting teams in the American League. 3rd in average at 267, 6th in home runs, 5th in runs scored. They're 3rd in on base percentage. Breaking pitch is down low. 335 team on base percentage. And they're 5th in slugging, 420. The biggest issue has been basically everybody not named Justin Verlander in the rotation. The issues they've had in their bullpens. That pitch is outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Tigers 12th as far as staff ERA.
You think of the arms they have, not only in their rotation, but down in their bullpen, it's kind of surprising to see them struggle.
Three balls and no strikes. Aaron a little upset at himself.
He fell behind Martinez the first time around, I think 3-0. Before throwing a strike and then getting him out on an off-speed pitch.
Pulling this one foul, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Figure you got a guy that's probably going to hack 3-0, so come inside. So if he does get out in front of it, it's more than likely going to be fouled. But you got to make sure that pitch is in.
You got to have a lot of confidence in your ability to hit the spot. You're going slider here.
All right, that's enough messing around.
Yeah.
Full count now.
Split finger fastball away. How about that one out? Fastball in, slider in. Both those pitches pretty hard foul. Back in with a 2-seam fastball.
This one out toward right center field. Long run for Borges, and he'll make the catch. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Dan Hale. We're heading to the bottom of the 4th. Halo still on top, 1-0. Participating restaurants. Bottom of the fourth inning, Angels on top by the score of 1-0. Russell Branyan will lead things off here. He is the new designated hitter for the Angels. Bobby Abreu being ejected after his first inning at bat when he struck out. Branyan, Wells, and Kendrick here against Justin Verlander. Russell Branyan hitting 186. 1 double, 1 home run, 4 runs batted in. Takes upstairs for ball 1. First home run of the season as an Angel came on Sunday night. It's Chad Billingsley. He had 1 home run with the Arizona Diamondbacks. 1-0 pitch. 2 balls and no strikes. Go back to that Sunday plate appearance.
They tried to run a 2-seam fastball away on him. They got a lot of the plate, and Branyan crushed that ball out for a 2-run bomb.
Swings through the 95-mile-per-hour fastballs. 2 balls and 1 strike. Just had word passed along about Brennan Bosch. Just a contusion to the right knee is what they're calling it. He, like most of us, just day to day. That's a good sign. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Verlander not messing around, just coming right after Branyan.
With fastballs, and Branyan, a very good fastball hitter. Verlander staying inside part of the plate, belt high.
This one popped up on the third base side. It'll land in the seats. The count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Just even though he shook him off a couple fastballs for a changeup there. And he got away with one because Branyan had a pretty good hack at that changeup.
Verlander has 3 strikeouts, no walks, 2 hits allowed, 1 questionable one. That was that infield base hit for Howie Kendrick that Joe West called him safe on. Replay showed he was out. Branyan goes down swinging. And there is out number 1. Let's get back to our AT&T trivia question. Here are the 4 Angels pitchers to ever have started an All-Star game. Ken McBride, Dean Chance, Nolan Ryan, Mark Johnson. Where was your Ken McBride guess?
It was just I knew it was him. I had it right on the tip of my tongue. I just couldn't quite come up with it.
Vernon Wells swinging first pitch, lofts one in the air down the right field line. Long run for Victor Martinez, not going to go. Bounds into the seats, and it snowballs in a strike. Vernon had a pretty good plate appearance against Verlander in the second before succumbing to the hard slider down and away for a strikeout. He's 0 for 1. Tigers with no runs, 1 hit, 2 left on. The Angels with a run on a couple of hits. They've stranded 1 man. Foul back, 0-2. Verlander, since giving up that double to Eric Ibar that plated Howie Kendrick, retired the next 6 batters in a row. Started off the game retiring the first 4. Breaking pitch, chopped up the line. Going to his right is Don Kelly. Long throw. And Wells is out number 2.
Kelly had that long throw across, but it's one of those dangerous throws when you throw towards first base and hoping Vernon's okay as he ran past that base. On the backhand, Kelly gathers himself and makes that throw, but right towards Vernon, going towards the base. Sometimes you see a runner when they stretch out and hit that base. Hope he's okay as he goes into the dugout.
Now he takes outside for ball 1. He had that infield base hit, extending his hitting streak to 14 games. Vernon appears to be all right. 14-game hitting streak for Howie, the longest now for an Angel this season. At 13 games, he was tied with Eric Ibar. Lays off that fastball. Two balls and no strikes on Howie Kendrick. Just barely see the stars on the back of his jersey, I should say. 3-0. Kind of an interesting way for Major League Baseball to acknowledge the All-Stars that have been selected. They're the stars. Howie's logo, All-Star Game logo, is on the right side of his cap because the Angels have their 50th anniversary logo on the left side. 3-1.
I like it because it shows how special it is to be asked to be part of that All-Star team.
Three-one pitch on the corner, full count. Kendrick saw a couple of sliders in that second inning at bat. Verlander instead changing the process here in his fourth inning plate appearance. Verlander looking for another 1-2-3 inning. This one is fouled off to the right. The count remains full. Austin Jackson, the center fielder, playing Kendrick toward the alley and right center. Ordonez toward the line and right.
Vernon continues to move around to stay loose. But they're only down the line. Really extending, stepping on that base. Hopefully he's okay. All indications he's going to be part of the game still.
Now he goes down looking on a fastball. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Justin Verlander. Now 8 in a row retired by the right-hander. Through 4, Angels still leading. Initiative. We're proud to wear these pins during the 2011 MLB on Fox Sports West season to support Stand Up to Cancer and their work to fund groundbreaking research that helps accelerate treatment to patients. For more information, please visit standuptocancer.org/Fox Sports. Top of the fifth, Angels on top 1-0. Johnny Peralta, the shortstop, leading things off. Takes the breaking ball for a strike. Peralta hit one out to deep left center field. That was tracked down by Vernon Wells in the second, so he's 0-1. Picked up his 49th run, batted in last night. Takes a fastball for strike 2. 2 hits last night. Peralta now with an 11-game hitting streak, raising his average to the pre-start time 314. Home runs on the year. 0-2 from Heron, coming inside, and that is pulled foul. It shows you a hitter that's pretty much locked in right there, even with the movement behind the plate by Jeff Mathis, who set up outside and then at the last minute jumped inside.
Just to make sure he's not peeking at location.
Still quick enough to get out in front of that fastball and pull it foul. Another 0-2 inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Peralta, Avila, and Rayburn, 6, 7, and 8 for Detroit. The start of the day, a game and a half back of the Cleveland Indians. Cleveland dropping one of the Yankees tonight. 9-2 the final. Peralta lining one over the head of Howie Kendrick and into right center field. It's a leadoff base hit for Peralta, make that an 11-game hitting streak. Fans groups of 25 or more can enjoy exciting Angels baseball for as low as $6 per seat. Make your plans to be part of the 50th anniversary celebration and book your group outing today by calling 888-796-HALO or by visiting angels.com/groups.
Boy, Peralta just good at bat after good at bat against Angel pitching. 337 career hitter coming into the game tonight. It's 2 baseballs hard. This last one gets a base hit out of it.
Second hit of the night for the Tigers. And the first time they've had their leadoff man reach. The Angels getting the only run in this ball game back in the second. An infield base hit credited to Howie Kendrick and an RBI double by Eric Ibar. Avila swings and misses on that breaking pitch, and that's kind of where Herron was featuring all of his pitches in his first at bat. Avila eventually striking out and looking.
You're trying to get that slider or cut fastball underneath the hands, starting at the inside corner and going beyond that.
Meiser playing in at third base. There goes Peralta. The hit and run is on. Trumbo's only place to first with Peralta jumping off on that pitch. So Peralta advances to second base. 1 out now for Ryan Rayburn.
Peralta, not a lot of speed going on the pitch. The old hit and run, a good idea for Jim Leyland, especially the way Dan Herron's been throwing the baseball today. Both managers sensing both these pitchers are locked in. Might as well advance the base runners whatever you can.
Showing bunt is Rayburn on the third base side. Herron picks it up, fires to first, and they got him. 2 outs.
Dan Herron, for a big pitcher, fields his position very well, gets himself in good position, doesn't panic. He's a veteran. See, that's the play you work on spring training. You push that baseball into the ground, be able to get a better grip. Ball on the ground, push it down, and then make that play and strong throw to get Rayburn at first base.
Biggest play on top of that is making sure you've got that right leg or the back leg planted. That's your push-off leg.
Yeah, because a lot of times guys will be throwing the baseball when their body's going in a different motion, and then you end up having that throw that's going to run into the base runner.
Don Kelly, 0 for 1 with a strikeout, takes inside for ball 1. Peralta now at third base with 2 outs. Kelly likes the road, 279 average compared to the 216 at Comerica. This one off the top of the dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike. This one looped on the infield. Ibar coming in and near the bag will make the catch. That will end the inning. The leadoff base hit, stranded at third. We hit to the bottom of the 5th. Angels still leading. Wait a second. He's not on display. He's tied down. What is this?
He's too excited.
What kind of show are we running here?
Oh, look at him.
In the couple.
Look at that view he has. He's everywhere.
Yep.
He is the legend.
He was busy when we were out on the road, that's for sure.
He's got to go again.
There's a lot more sock rally monkeys in this ballpark.
He's going with us on the road again. When that ever comes about again.
Yeah, the Angels don't go out on the road till right after the All-Star break, a 4-game series against the Oakland A's.
Maybe you can make it over to Alcatraz.
Would you go? Helicopter ride over there?
No, I'll send you over there with him.
Sure.
I'll video it.
Halos on top 1-0. Eric Ibar takes a curveball for strikes of Verlander. Dipping into his bag of tricks. That's a nasty curveball right there to start the at-bat.
Eric will be able to throw for a strike, too. It's usually a swing and miss curveball.
Fastball missing in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ibar with that double in the second. Picking up his 37th run batted in. The double is 16th. Breaks his bat, loops one into right field. Magli Ordonez knocked it again, and it falls in for a base hit. Leadoff man is on board for the Angels. Baseball's biggest stars will gather together in the Arizona desert for one spectacular night. This summer's biggest event as Fox brings you every thrilling moment of the 2011 MLB All-Star Game. Coverage begins next Tuesday, July the 12th, live from Phoenix at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, only on Fox. And folks, don't forget,
this time around, both leagues are pretty even. Park League won the interleague challenge, but not by much this year. What, 131 to 121? Should be a great game.
Trumbo takes a strike on the outside corner. Marco for 1 with a ground ball to short. It'll be interesting here over the next couple of days when you start seeing guys peel off the All-Star roster and the replacements start to be named. Plus, of course, the ever popular 34th man competition. That's what we're up to now, 34th.
I think that's what it's at right now. But bottom line is, unless you can't play.
This one up the line and a diving stop by Don Kelly. High throw to first. That goes into the dugout. Boy, you went from a spectacular play, and you think you're going to get the out at first. But Kelly's throw sails over Victor Martinez. Nothing that he can do. And Ibar will be awarded third base. Trumbo awarded second. It's a base hit for error of Mark Trumbo and an error on Kelly.
Well, Kelly did a nice job of even getting to this baseball. Got up. He's got a strong arm, obviously, but he landed with that stiff front leg. It didn't allow him to get his arm over top and be able to make that throw to first base. High throw.
Looked like Justin saw that ball as it sailed over the mound. He knew that thing was going to be high.
With his hoping somehow that ball wouldn't go into the dugout.
Here's Peter Borges, back-to-back hits to start this 5th inning. Corner infielders in for the Tigers. Middle infielders back. Borges takes inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Verlander humping up to 98.
And as a veteran, you're always going to try to throw that first pitch inside. In an RBI scenario, you want to try to jam the hitter, and Peter Borges has to be recognizing that fact. He's going to try to go inside with a fastball early in the count.
Peter with a fly ball to right field that ended the second. He's 0 for 1. Breaking pitch in the dirt, gets away from Avila. Ibar started to come down the line, but then realized that ball was not that far away from the plate. Smartly stops in his tracks.
Maybe with 2 outs, he might take that shot, but certainly with no outs. Really did a nice job of keeping that ball close enough where it was a decision, secondary lead. Good decision by Eric Ibar there. Although at times it's not a foregone conclusion you're going to make that good throw as the pitcher comes running in towards the plate, but with no outs, you're more apt to stay.
And a difficult play for the runner on the third base line as that ball is basically down the line. Difficult to gauge how far away from the plate that is versus a ball that gets behind the catcher or up the third base line. Here's a 2-0. Breaking pitch, missed inside. 3-0. Jeff Mathis on deck.
Looking to see if Mike Scioscia gives Peter Borges the green light here, 3-0. Young hitter. And Scioscia shows a lot of confidence in his hitters to recognize, to get a fastball in your area. You can hit the ball in the air.
And he walked him. So they're loaded up for Mathis. First walk issued by Verlander to go with the 5 strikeouts. Halos with Ibar at third base, Trumbo at second, Borges now at first. It's pretty good speed on the bases for the Angels. Jeff Mathis stepping in. 0 for 1, a strikeout victim as he went down looking into third.
Mike Scioscia never afraid to put the squeeze on, but with the bases loaded, much easier play at the place because it becomes a force out at home if the squeeze is put on.
Verlander again opting to work from the full windup. The sliders outside for ball 1. Victor Martinez is the guy that's at first base at the cut of the grass. Kelly's back at third, and the middle infield is looking for that double play ball. Dino Weaver whispering something in Ibar's ear. A glance over by Verlander, and the 1-0 on its way. Breaking pitch missed outside and not by much. I think Verlander thought he had a strike there, and instead it's 2 balls and no strikes.
I know. Mathis has been pretty successful with the bases loaded in his career, a 300 hitter. Has to be thinking he's going to get a fastball here.
Halos this season have struggled with the bases loaded, just a 2.08 average, no home runs as Mathis swings through the fastball. It was 2-1.
Verlander goes upstairs with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. He's been settling in around 94, 96. But when he needs that little extra, he's been able to go up the ladder at 98.
Two-1. Mathis reaching for what would have been ball 3.
The interesting thing here, though, is not too often you see a pitcher with the base load with no outs goes for the full windup.
He did it in the second inning, but that was with 2 outs and Ibar standing at third. It's a matter of comfort, I would imagine. Leverage as well, especially with his fastball. 2-2. Mathis fouls it off.
But by going for the full windup, though, you allow the base runners at first and second to get bigger secondary leads to prevent a potential double play ball or be able to score on a gapper much easier than you would be if you're in the stretch position.
Would the mindset perhaps be with a guy like Verlander saying, you know what, bases loaded, nobody out. I know I've got the stuff to strike out 3 guys in a row, so I'm not going to worry about it.
He certainly has that type of stuff.
Avila asking for time. Angel Campos, the home plate umpire, granting it. Ibar and Trumbo with singles to start this 5th inning. Borges with a walk to load him up. Nobody out. 2-2. Breaking pitch. Get that one out. Mathis goes down swinging the slide.
The big pitch in the sequence here was that 2-1 fastball off the plate that Jeff fouled off, and then when Verlander got himself even in the count, had that confidence to be able to throw a slider there. Even though it wasn't a strike, it was close enough to the outside corner to start with. That as a hitter, you have to commit to that baseball.
There's Meiser Asturis 0 for 2 with a fly to center and a ground ball to short. Popped up. Infield fly ball is called, 2 outs.
Boy, toughest out though for a pitcher in this spot. The 3rd out, you think you're through the inning. You made some quality pitches to get yourself in this position. This is when, as a hitter, and Torrey very good as far as jumping on that first fastball. May get that fastball and look to crush it.
Torrey tonight 0 for 2 with a ground ball to short and a fly ball to center. got a fastball a little bit high at 100 miles per hour. 1 ball, no strikes. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, 4 hits allowed by Justin Verlander. 1 out away from working out of a bases loaded, no out situation. Ibar at third, Trumbo at second, Borges at first. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes.
Career grand slams for Torrey Hunter. 317 batting average also. You talk about a great fastball count.
Run after it, 2-1. Credit Verlander as he kept that pitch on the outer third of the plate as opposed to in the wheelhouse.
And that's the spot where Torrey, even when he's hot, has a difficult time catching up to that fastball. Fastball outside corner.
2-1 pitch. Foul back, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And again, staying away from him.
I wonder if Verlander will go to that slider. On the 2-2 pitch. Torrey with good numbers against Verlander, also 316. A good sampling of at-bats there, 38 at-bats against him.
The 2-2. Torrey lays off for Giddy. They do not ask for help. Angel Campos with the call, so it's a full countdown. Get the merry-go-round going. The base runner's taking off on the pitch.
The Duffy didn't go. Nope. Took his hands back.
Runners take off in the 3-2. Torrey fouls one back over our heads.
Borges might have scored on a single in the outfield.
Mark Trumbo might want to pick up the pace just a little bit. Avila going out to talk things over with Verlander. He's thrown just 81 pitches, but we are in the 5th inning. Extended here in the 5th.
An example, again, pitching for the full windup, bases loaded. He's stayed there the whole time anyhow, but a 3-2 count really allows the base runner to get going, and Peter Borges is going to score on a single.
.21 pitches thrown by Verlander here in the bottom of the 5th. Runners take off again. Here's another 3-2. Torrey lines one to center. Austin Jackson will make the catch. That will end the inning. So the Angels load him up with nobody out and get nothing out of it. 5 in the books. Angels still lead at 1-0.
Howie on the slider, chopper. Peralta coming in, bobbles just enough. High throw to Victor Martinez, and Howie Kendrick gets the benefit of the call.
beating out that baseball for a base hit. Eventually scores the only run of the ball game back in the second inning. And that was a Coors Light free scan brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
Top of the sixth inning, 1-0 Angels. A golden opportunity blown by the Halos with the bases loaded, nobody out. As Austin Jackson takes a breaking ball for a strike. Credit Justin Verlander for getting the job done. It really goes back to the Jeff Mathis at bat. Fell behind 2-0, but Mathis expanding his strike zone, ended up striking out. Sturis with the weak pop-up to the shortstop Peralta, and then Torrey Hunter had a nice at bat, but at that point you're kind of back up against the wall.
Boy, and this is the mindset has to be for Dan Herron right now is you got to take it on your shoulders to put up a quick 1-2-3 inning, get the offense back out. Don't allow the Tigers to feel the momentum shift because of Verlander did such a great job of getting through that inning without giving up a run.
Austin Jackson 1 for 2 tonight. He's popped out and hit a triple in the third inning, but was stranded at third base. Two balls, 2 strikes. 3 strikeouts for Dan Herron. No walks. 1. Check that. 2 hits allowed. Peralta had a leadoff single in the 5th. Grounder to the third baseman, Maicer Sturis. Fans visit the new Howard's Appliance and Big Screen Superstore in Irvine for their grand opening next Saturday. Mike Scioscia and Mark Trumbo will be appearing, as well as signing autographs from 10 a.m. till noon. The morning of the third game of the 4-game series against the Seattle Mariners. One more game against the Tigers. That is tomorrow afternoon. 12:35 start here at the Big A. Andy Dirks swings and misses on that first pitch. Tomorrow, Tyler Chadwick going for the Halos. Brad Penny is going for the Tigers. One ball, 1 strike. The matchups have been set for the series against the Mariners. Weaver, Santana, Pinheiro, Herron for the Halos from Thursday to Sunday. 2 balls and a strike. Doug Fister on Thursday for the Mariners. Blake Bevan, who was a while back ago the first-round pick of the Texas Rangers out of Dallas, Texas, going over that Cliff Lee deal. Youngster. It's 3 balls, 1 strike. Michael Pineda, the phenom rookie, will go Saturday night. He's going up against Pinheiro, and then Felix Hernandez on Sunday against Dan Herron.
Well, the Angels have avoided those 2 guys the whole season so far.
Not anymore.
King Phillips has had his tough times against the Angels throughout his career. Pineda had a little bit of a struggle, but he threw very well his last time out. He's got a nasty slider and a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
3-2 is popped up. Mark Trumbo and Howie Kendrick. Howie calls off Trumbo. 2 outs. That was the first at bat for Andy Dirks, who took over as a defensive replacement for Brennan Bosch. Fouled a pitch off the inside of his right knee, left with a contusion. And Dirks replacing him in left field. 2 quick outs for Dan Herron to start this 6th inning. Here's Magglio Ordonez. Ordonez 0 for 2 with a fly to center and a fly ball to right. On the outside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Darren Herron doing a good job of trying to get through this inning quickly. Forced Verlander to get back out. He had to expend a lot of energy to get through that last inning.
One other game in the American League that is still ongoing. Seattle leading Oakland 2-0 at the Coliseum. That game in the 7th. Everything else is a final. A couple of National League games still going on as Magglio fouls this one off the right. Yankees beat the Tribe 9-2. Boston defeated Toronto 3-2. Texas defeated Baltimore 4-2. The Angels needing a victory to remain tied atop the American League West. Minnesota beat Tampa Bay 3-2, and the Royals defeated the White Sox. Swing and a miss. Down goes Ordonez. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Dan Herron as he picks up his 4th strikeout. Hit at the bottom of the 6th. The Angels still on top 1-0. Gardens Casino. Get your game on by El Pollo Loco. Now for only $5 at El Pollo Loco, get one of our 5 tasty combos. They are the combos other combos wish they could be. Catch them before they are gone. And by Time Warner Cable. Bottom of the 6th inning, Halos on top by the score of 1-0. Oh, man. Someone's got a lot of time on their hands. But not only does she have the old newsboy hat that Norm Peters made famous back in the late 1800s, she's got the sock rally monkey. Russell Branyan leading things off, takes a fastball for a strike. Branyan, Wells, and Kendrick. Branyan in his first at-bat in the 4th inning, replacing Abreu as the DH, struck out against Verlander. No balls, 2 strikes.
That was a great job by Dan Herron. What he did last inning by putting that shutdown inning right away. The momentum shifted towards the Tigers after Verlander got through it, but Dan Herron threw the ball extremely well to go 1-2-3.
Verlander dropping that breaking pitch and misses down low. 85 pitches for the right-hander. These are guys, as we talked about with Jared Weaver, you don't necessarily worry a whole lot about the pitch count as Branyan takes the curveball on the inside corner. Down he goes for the first out.
Now it's time for our Coors Light cold hard blast. Vernon Wells last night turns on a fastball in the inner half of the plate, crushes that ball out for his 12th home run of the season, 30th RBI, and a little dance with Eric Ibar, saying that's how you hit a ball that far. 8 home runs in his last 19 games for Vernon.
Swinging through the fastball here, first pitch. Vernon 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground ball to third. But just getting back to Verlander and his pitch counts, he hasn't had a start in which he was under 100. As high as 132. That was on May 29th against the Red Sox. Vernon lines one down a left field line. That is going for extra bases. Andy Dirks giving chase. Wheels around, fires it in, and Vernon is in there with a one-out double, the 6th of the year.
You still see a little tender in the leg going around the line, but turned it on at the right time. He hit that ball like a rocket down that left field line. Turns on that fastball inside from Verlander. Turned it over, a little two-seam fastball. Well, got on top of that pitch, top hand swing. Now in scoring position. Putting the pressure right back on Verlander.
Another baseball being thrown out here. This time because I believe, as we pointed out earlier about Angel Hernandez having a conversation with Verlander, making sure that he wipes off if he's on the dirt. Apparently moisture being applied directly to the baseball, and Angel Hernandez directing Angel Campos, one Angel to another, that a new baseball be put into play.
Verlander's a very competitive pitcher too. These are the times when you get a little angry, you overthrow a fastball, maybe straighten out the fastball. It's more hittable.
Howie with an infield base hit and a strikeout. It's a breaking ball for a strike. Two for 6 in this series. The base hit, by the way, a double by Vernon Wells, the 5th hit of the night for the Angels. Tigers have 2 against Dan Haren. Jam shot over to first base. Looks like they're going to double up Vernon Wells, and they do. The inning comes to an end. We have played 6 here at the Big A. The Angels still with a 1-0 lead. Giving Joe West an earful. And Angel Hernandez trying to get between the two guys. Jim Leland has been ejected from this game. And I got a feeling it's a carryover effect from that infield base hit, quote unquote, in the second to Howie Kendrick. And then there's a carryover of Justin Verlander having to get a new baseball after Angel Hernandez directed Angel Campos to put a new baseball into play. And so Leland is going to get his money's worth here.
I think you're right on the second part as far as Leland's protecting Verlander also. So I'm happy with that. You're right about that call with Howie going down the line. That should be the only run scored in this ball game, but I think he's protecting Verlander. You can see by his reaction in the dugout.
So Leland now has been ejected. This is kind of what happened between innings. It looks like Leland is pointing at Campos as well as Hernandez for that situation with Verlander, and that's when Joe West kind of gave him the left-handed heave-ho. So Dan Haren is ready to go. Leland has vacated the dugout. A little bit of a delay here to start the 7th. 1-0 Angels. Miguel Cabrera lead things off here. Takes a breaking ball, first strike. Cabrera, Martinez, Peralta gets Dan Heron. 4 strikeouts. No walks, 2 hits allowed. It is 0-2.
2 great breaking pitches in a row. 1 called strike. One Cabrera swinging at.
If there was some language that came across on our broadcast, apologize on behalf of Jim Leland. Swing and a miss. Down goes Cabrera. 3 pitches, 1 out to start the 7th.
Perfect split finger fastball after 2 sliders. And I still think it's residual from the last at bat for Cabrera, because Dan Heron threw a lot of good fastballs in on his hands. And a weak ground ball to second base. Cabrera was guessing in and guessed wrong.
There's Victor Martinez, who's 0 for 2. Takes a strike in at the knees. Martinez is 0 for 2. He's grounded out to second base at a fly ball to center in the 4th inning. Dan Heron has thrown 90 pitches, 63 strikes so far. On the outside corner for strike 2.
Boy, that ability to pitch east to west and changing patterns each at bat against these tough hitters for the Tigers.
This one pulled up the line. Mark Trumbo with a diving stop will take it himself. 2 outs.
Mark Trumbo worked so hard on his defense. The other day when that ball he missed was chopping towards McPherson, he took that as far of a way to be able to go out and make better plays. And you see there, full extension, dives. That ball's down the line for at least a double. But Trumbo worked so hard at his position at first base, fielding so well, makes the play.
2 outs here to start the 7th inning. There's Johnny Peralta, the shortstop, 1 for 2. A fly ball to left and a base hit leading off the 5th. First pitch, and it's no balls and a strike. Missed that fastball inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two balls and a strike. The Angels getting that 1 and only run in the 2nd inning. Changes the complexion of the 2nd inning for Justin Verlander. Howie Kendrick is correctly called down at first base. Peralta swinging at the high fastball, 2-2. So instead of 2 outs and nobody on to face Eric Ibar, it became a 1 out, 1 on. Got a hit and run situation, and a run comes around to score.
Some great base running by Howie to be able to come around and score on that double by Eric Ibar.
Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Peralta reaching for it, bounced and found into the Angels dugout. The count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
As this game progressed, Dan Heron said pop on the fastball. In that 6th inning, he struck out Ordonez with back-to-back 92-mile-an-hour fastballs. That pitch just before that one at 90 miles an hour against Peralta up in the strike zone.
Another 2-2. One with a breaking pitch, misses down low, full count. Alex Avila is the man on deck, the Tigers catcher. Mentioned earlier on in this ball game that Aaron with back-to-back victories against the Dodgers and the Nationals. Last start here at home. His first home win since April the 12th. A 3rd start without allowing a run. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Peralta. Another 1-2-3 inning for Dan Heron. 7th inning stretch time at the Big A, and the Angels still lead it 1-0.
70, but the most memorable part of that no-hitter was when he almost lost it.
Reggie Jackson hit a tremendous drive. I caught the ball as I crashed into the wall, hit the wall, and bounced off.
John Stone runs around telling everybody, I saved Clyde Wright's no-hitter. I said, well, if you'd have drove in a few more runs, I wouldn't have had to work that hard.
The incomparable Clyde Wright had the honor of throwing out the ceremonial first. No, he didn't. Are you serious?
He threw that bad of a throw to Bill Engvall, and he didn't get on him about that one?
Oh, we are going to crush him. I don't care that Clyde sent us up some autographed shirts for his barbecue joint here at the Big A. He's in front of the mound, and he bounced it.
Oh, and he throws he works a lot with pitchers and does a lot of batting practice in that throw.
Halos on top, 1-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. Eric Ivar to lead things off against Justin Verlander, followed by Mark Trumbull, then Peter Borges. 6, 7, and 8 for the Halos. No balls and a strike on Ibar. He's had a 2-hit game. The RBI doubled in the second. A broken bat flare single to right field in the third. That's the 5th. That was the inning in which the Angels got the bases loaded. Ibar eventually stranded at third base. Bases loaded, no out situation. Ibar flips it foul.
Ibar now 9 for 20 against Verlander.
Verlander would like a new baseball. Of 92 pitches thrown by Verlander tonight, 61 have been strikes. 7 punch outs, 1 walk, 5 hits allowed. Ibar rolls this one foul. Well, we knew this was going to be a pretty good pitching matchup going into it. It certainly was lived up to it. Had a couple of Clayton Kershaw, Jared Weaver matchups as Ibar rolls this one to the right side, backhanded by Martinez. There's the first down to start the bottom of the 7th. Hey folks, subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Angels game live or on demand on your computer as well as your favorite devices. MLB.tv Premium lets you enjoy HD quality, home and away coverage, multi-game view, as well as the ability to pause and rewind live games. Visit Angels.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. 1 out, nobody on. And Mark Trumbull. Mark had a base hit. Last time up, there was a terrific diving stop by Don Kelly, an infield base hit, and Kelly sailed the throw into the camera well on the first base side. So 1 for 2 night. The error by Kelly, the 4th, but it did not come back to haunt the Tigers. Brandon Inge getting the night off tonight. Trumbull backing out. Another great crowd. 39,006 as Trumbull takes that pitch inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Angels looking for their 7th win on this homestand.
Well, this could be interesting right here. At it with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball and Trumbo with all that power and a fastball count.
Fouled straight back. 2-1.
Trumbo had a pretty good hack at that fastball.
Well, it looks like our attempt to get Mark Trumbo in the home run derby perhaps has seen better days. Trumbo fouls this one off the right. How about Justin Upton in his home ballpark not being part of it either?
We tried. I mean, those 2 guys, young star players, a chance to really electrify that home run contest.
Not much you could do. Nope. Goes down swinging on the breaking pitch, 2 outs. Strikeout number 8 for Justin Verlander. Here comes Peter Borges. Just got to make other plans for the home run derby. Not watching. I'm going to boycott it. That's it. Done. Not interested in seeing Big Poppy and those guys.
Tell you what, it is fun to see how far some of those baseballs go, especially in that yard.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
I don't care. Borges chopping it foul. No balls and a strike. No longer interested. It's about growing the game, right?
Should be.
Exposing the masses to the young players that don't get a chance to be kind of exposed on an everyday basis. Upton, Trumbo would be awesome. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Especially guys that, you know, that would love to be in that scenario. That, boy, they're just to see their eyes is wide open and so excited about being part of that festivities. I mean, the home run contest is awesome to watch.
Brennan Bosch.
So many good young players in the game.
Freddie Freeman. He doesn't get cheated often.
Is Matt Kemp in that?
I'm not sure. Like I said,
I don't think he is. Oh, he is in there.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Kemp's fun to watch, especially this year. The way he's been locked in.
Ingles did a great job against him in that series. He's 4 for 21.
And really, as far as home runs are concerned, and driving the ball out of the ballpark, just that home run against Dan Herron early on in that Freeway series at Dodger Stadium kept him in check throughout. He's got a piece of it, keeps the at-bat alive. The count remains at 1-2.
Well, and that's the big thing, too, when you look at Verlander, even Dan Herron tonight. Both these pitchers change speed so well. We just showed that graphic of Verlander throwing in 1 fastball at 100 miles an hour, but he's also thrown pitches at 77 miles an hour. Dan Herron, the same thing, a 92-mile-an-hour fastball he's thrown during the course of the game, and a number of pitches in the mid-70s also. The differential throws the hitters off. Not only good stuff and quality location, it's the change in speeds that make these 2 pitchers so special.
Lays off the 2-2 slider. Full count.
That's a pretty good at bat by Borges. That's a tough pitch to lay off it.
Three-2 on its way, and Borges fouls it off to the right. With a tardy on that 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Peter had a fly ball to right field the 2nd inning, drew a walk in the 5th. For 1 tonight. Jeff Mathis is the guy on deck. Borges pops this one foul on the first base side and out of play.
With a 97-mile-an-hour fastball in on the hands of Peter Borges. He's fortunate enough to foul that out of play. I'm sure that bat did not crack. Still a quality at bat so far for Borges. Trying to get on base to create some havoc.
Here comes the 9th pitch of the at-bat. Borges fouls it straight back.
If you notice right there, even on that fastball by Verlander, it was in at 97. Borges has shortened up his swing. Not quite as long as it was early in the year when he was struggling.
Ground ball toward the hole. Peralta's got it. Put it in your pocket. That's an infield base hit with 2 outs. Nice at bat by Peter Borges. On the 10th pitch, picks up his first hit of the night.
Again, the improvement for Peter Borges. Some short, compact swing. Peralta did a nice job of getting his glow, and there's no chance you're going to throw out Borges. See, right there, no chance. Don't throw it. You're not going to be able to throw him out. The only thing that could happen is throw him into the dugout.
A game of cat and mouse here probably between Verlander and Borges at first base. Peter with a couple of stolen bases last night. Borges picking up his 21st infield hit of the season.
Verlander will incorporate the slide step. Very quick move to first base. If you can pick the time where he's going to throw a breaking ball, you could be successful as far as your stolen base attempt.
Mathis looks at a fastball right down the pipe for strike one. Jeff 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts, one looking, one swinging. Outside.
Could be a good count now, 1-1 for Borges to try to seal the base.
Mathis chopping this one to the left side. Kelly going to his left, goes the short way. They force out Borges. That will end the inning. 7 in the books. Angels still on top, 1-0. With an RBI double, the only run in this game so far. Howie Kendrick started that quote-unquote rally with an infield base hit. It's a 14-game hitting streak for Howie. Dan Harris so far 7 innings, 6 strikeouts, 99 pitches. As we start the top of the 8th inning, 1-0 Halos, bottom third for the Tigers. Avila, Rayburn, and Kelly. 2 starters no longer in this game. One manager also has joined them in the clubhouse. Jim Leland ejected before the start of the 7th inning as Avila takes a strike on the outside corner. Bobby Abreu ejected in the 1st inning, measuring balls and strikes. And Brendan Bosch removed from the game after his 3rd inning at bat after he fouled the ball the inside of his right knee. Avila takes down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Tigers catcher 0 for 2. Struck out looking in the 2nd, grounded out to Mark Trumbo in the 5th. And the Angels so far tonight have Really done a terrific job defensively behind Herron. One ball, two strikes.
Well, Dan Herron's been throwing so many strikes. 102 pitches on the game. 71 of them have been in the strike zone. Working quickly. The defense has been fantastic behind him.
Herron coming off a 120 pitch performance in that victory against the Nationals, going 7 1/3. This one over the Tigers dugout. The count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Last time Herron went 8 innings was back on May the 19th. Gets the Seattle Mariners at Safeco Field. No decision in that ball game. Foul back, that one into the writer's press box down below it. None other than ESPN's own Beto Duran. Unable to make the play.
Did it make the play?
No. Was he 0 for 3? Down goes Avila. There's out number 1 to start this 8th inning. We're talking about the defense behind Dan Herron. There've been some great plays so far tonight.
No question about it. Vernon Wells going far to be able to make that play in the alley. And of course, Meister, that good play on that coming in the bare hand. Peter Borges going back to the wall. Mark Trumbo saving a potential double down the first baseline. A game like this, when you're facing a great pitcher like a Justin Verlander, you have to play solid defense, and the Angels have played tremendous defense, along with some great pitching and that great base running by Howie to score on that double by Eric Ibar.
Here's Ryan Rayburn, the second baseman, swinging through the breaking pitch. Herron now with 7 strikeouts. No walks, 2 hits allowed. Rayburn 0 for 2, ground ball to third, and hit the little number out in front of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers tonight 0 for 3 with men in scoring position. The Angels 0 for 6. One ball, 2 strikes.
Dan is doing a great job as far as throwing his cut fastball and his slider. Similar type of breaks, but this speed differential, about 4 or 5 mile an hour difference between the 2 pitches. It's been outstanding, especially against the right-handed batters and even down and in on left-handed batters. Shook off a couple pitches and split finger fastball.
Got him swinging. Mathis will have to throw down to first to complete the strikeout. That's 3 consecutive punch outs for Dan Herron. 2 outs here in the 8th.
Well, you know you're comfortable when you have that ability to challenge with that split finger fastball. Good.
Don Kelly, the third baseman, trying to hold up. He couldn't. And Angel Hernandez brings him up. It's 0-1.
Dan Herron has faced 27 batters tonight. 22 times he's thrown first pitch strike.
The ball on the strike now on Kelly, getting to start at third base. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop-up. Off speed pitch. Really took a lot off of that one. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Joaquin Benoit is up and loosening now for the Tigers, just playing catch. This one popped up. Ibar going out into the shallow left center field. Dan Herron has himself another 1, 2, 3 inning. That's 12 in a row retired by Dan. The Angels still on top 1-0.
Being up to the hype coming into the game. This is going to be a battle against Justin Verlander. Has pitched incredibly well. Great fastball, great split finger fastball. That slider's been outstanding during the course of this game, and rushing up there at 92 miles an hour, but changing speeds, going east to west on the fastball, and all his pitches are perfect. 22 of 27 batters throwing first pitch strike for Dan Herron. His 2-hit shutout so far through 8 no walks.
Nobody up in the pen. Will be coming out in the 9th inning, it appears, as Meister Sturris takes a strike. Top of the order for the Halos here in the 8th is Sturris, Hunter, and Branyan against Justin Verlander. 8 strikeouts for Verlander. 1 walk, 6 hits allowed. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Sturris getting the start at third base tonight, over 3. A fly ball to center, ground ball to short. He popped out with 1 out and the bases loaded in the 5th. Breaking ball drops in there, 1 and 2. A fun matchup all the way around between these two guys. Breaking pitch, and that is lined into right field, a base hit. A little hanging breaking pitch, and we haven't seen too many of those from Verlander tonight. Sturris makes him pay for it. It is a leadoff single, 7th hit of the night for the Angels. Here comes Torrey Hunter.
Yeah, a pitch like that by Verlander, very hittable, and Meister didn't let him get away with that one. Up and up, be able to get your hands through that baseball, hit it in the right center field for a base hit. As the Angels try to get some insurance runs for Dan Herron.
Verlander down 116 pitches. Had a long battle with Torrey Hunter in the 5th. Torrey lining out to center field to end that 5th inning. Takes inside for ball 1. It's amazing watching guys around Major League Baseball that they scuffle against certain guys, and then there are other guys that they're standing in the batter's box. It doesn't matter if they're throwing 110 miles per hour. They see the ball well out of the hand, and you just Torrey's approach, quick throw to first, and Meister's back. Torrey looks like he just sees the ball well out of Justin Verlander's hand.
And that's the thing, too. I mean, no matter what you try as a pitcher against a guy that's comfortable at the plate, you just don't have that pitch to get him out. Most times, more than not, the hitter will get himself out. Torrey had a rocket to center field the last time up. He's seen the ball well, reading that. That first pitch by Verlander inside on Torrey was for a reason, because he was thinking potentially hit and run there. Very difficult to be able to get that ball on the ground if you throw a fastball inside. So both Verlander realizing that Torrey's very successful against him, trying to stay in on his hands.
Another quick throw to first. Hey, Torrey's 0 for 3, so it's not necessarily about the results. I'm just talking about the approach, the appearance at the plate. Most of the stuff that Verlander has featured, Torrey has been on. Doesn't mean that he's going to get him every single time, but it's comforting as that pitch drops in there for a strike, and it's 1-1, knowing that, oh, you know what? I'm 0 for 3, no worries, but at least I'm confident in my ability going after this guy, as good as he has been this year.
And he mentioned he's hit the ball well. No results. Baseball's results oriented, but the bottom line is for Torrey Hunter, he's still feeling good at the plate.
1-1 inside, 2 balls and a strike. Branyan on deck, Wells to follow if we get that far.
2-1 count. Popular count for Mike Scioscia to put a hit and run on.
Saw that in the 2nd inning with Ibar and Kendrick. Led to a run. Quick throw over.
Verlander and Jared Weaver, 2 of the quicker moves from right-handed pitchers you're going to see in the game. Quick footwork.
Yeah, virtually no stride for Verlander. A quick spin move for him. 2-1. Torrey swinging through that pitch. It is 2-2.
It kind of fooled Torrey too. It was 95, but it was a quick pitch. Slide step by Verlander.
Breaking pitch. Grounds this one to Peralta. Feeds Rayburn and the relays in time. A double play. And there are 2 outs. And we've gone from 16 to the final 2 greatest moments in MLB All-Star Game history. Go to MLB.com/moments and vote now for your favorite Midsummer Classic moment. And tune in to the 2011 MLB All-Star Game next Tuesday, July the 12th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific here on Fox to find out who won.
The man right there may be the starting pitcher for the American League in that game in Arizona. Certainly deserving. ERA under 2, 1.92 in the American League.
Brandon swinging through the off speed, 87 miles per hour. Russell 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Yeah, Weaver leads the American League at 1.92. Verlander is 4th at the start of the day. 0 2. One ball, 2 strikes. The DH spot over the last 2 games, 0 for 7 with 6 strikeouts. Bobby Abreu, an 0 for 4 night, 3 punch outs last night. An 0 for 1 today with a punch out. Brandon has struck out twice. The 1-2. Breaking pitch, got a piece of it. Keeps his at bat alive with a ball and 2 strikes. Jordan Walden now playing catch out of the bullpen. Figure he'll go out there and kind of get himself ready along with Dan Herron. At least that's what we would expect or suspect.
That's a look at somebody's going back out there for the 9th.
Cal remains at a ball and 2 strikes.
126th pitch of the game for Verlander, 97 miles an hour. Both these pitches have been absolutely outstanding tonight. Only 1 walk combined between the 2 of them.
And that was the walk to Peter Borges by Verlander to load the bases in the 5th. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Brandon. Vernon Wells on deck. 2 outs here in the 8th inning. The Tigers in the 9th have the top of the order. Jackson, Dirks, and Ordonez. Full count.
Russell Brandon never generally gets cheated anyhow, but on a 3-2 count, Vernon Wells on deck. Verlander looking over there to see that Vernon Wells is there. He's going to probably go after with a fastball. He shook off the fastball twice.
Lays off the 3-2 changeup, and it's a walk with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Boy, considering the 2 pitches that he swung at to get in the hole at 0-2, pretty good plate discipline to lay off the 3-2 change piece.
And after that changeup was out of strike zone, Verlander waved over to that dugout. I said, "Don't come out. Stay where you're at."
Boyd McClendon has already made the move the minute he came out of the dugout. Verlander doesn't appear to be too happy. Benoit had been loosening. So a pitching change here in the 8th with 2 outs and a man on. And now Verlander's been ejected by Angel Hernandez. It's a moot point as he gives it his 2 cents. He and Joe West. Angels on top by the score of 1-0. Burger, available in your grocer's freezer. Remember, you'll never bite a burger better than a Bubba. Bubba Burger. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Well, kind of an exciting exit for Justin Verlander. And now Joe West, the crew chief, Angel Hernandez talking with Boyd McClendon, serving as the skipper after the Leland ejection. It looked like Angel Hernandez threw somebody else out from the dugout. But Verlander clearly miffed. And Angel Hernandez making change baseballs at one point in this game because he had gone to his mouth and not wiped it out. As we take a look at our in and out, who's in, who's out. Joaquin Benoit's in. Verlander is done. Verlander technically ejected from the game. I'm kind of surprised that he said anything to Angel Hernandez. If you're Justin Verlander, your beef is probably more so with Joe West than anything else. He's the guy that called Howie Kendrick safe at first base in the second inning that led to the one and only run so far in this game.
Verlander's still a little bit upset that Angel Hernandez made him throw out a couple of baseballs too. But still, the reality is Verlander pitched well, was a little heated still at that point, and gets thrown out of the ball game. Benoit's a tough pitcher here too for the Tigers.
Vernon Wells swinging first pitch, pops it up, foul territory. Don Kelly in front of the dugout makes a catch, one pitch, and the inning comes to an end. We head to the ninth. Dan Herron coming out with the Angels on top 1-0. Beach Pit Barbecue is now looking for kids to win great prizes for reading. Readers, also get the chance to take part, easy for me to say, in a special reading on the field at Angel Stadium. For more information and to sign up today, log on to angels.com and visit the fan section. You know where I'm going tonight. I'm signing up.
You're going to sign up?
I need help.
Your reading.
Yeah. Austin Jackson lead things off here against Dan Herron. The first pitch is in there for a strike.
Well, how often have you said that tonight? First pitch for a strike for Dan Herron.
Austin Jackson 1 for 3, had a triple back into third. It snowballs 2 strikes. Oh-2 on its way. This one popped up right field. Torrey Hunter went out.
Always like that approach too. A pitcher, in particular, a pitcher with that type of stuff that Dan Herron has. Go right after him when you're ahead of the count. 82 strikes out of his 116 pitches.
8 strikeouts, no walks, 2 hits allowed. Here's Andy Dirks. 0 for 1 with a pop-up. No balls and 1 strike. Roller foul, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. Aaron looking for his 13th complete game. 4th shutout. Oh, 2. Swing and a miss. Mathis will have to throw on to first. 2 outs.
Oh, what a nasty split finger fastball. Still keeping that great balance, even with his 119th pitch thrown. Stayed on top, front leg, split finger fastball in the dirt for the punch out. Nice job by Mathis keeping the front, throwing out would-be base runner down the line.
Maglio Ordonez takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Maglio 0 for 3. A couple of fly ball outs and a punch out in the 6th inning. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Center field. Peter Borges tracking this one. Wake that baby up as the Angels take yet another series. A complete game shutout by Dan Herron. Battling. Justin Verlander, congratulations. Career win number 100.
Boy, what a career win number 100 for Dan Herron. A lot of people talking about Justin Verlander, justifiably so. The All-Star, but Dan Herron took it upon himself to win this ball game for the club. A 2-hit shutout. Just a dominant performance. No walks during the course of the game. And of course, he had 9 punch-outs. Great effort. Didn't look like he was taxed at all at any point. He probably could have gone in another inning or 2 with the stuff he had tonight. Great effort. Congratulations to Dan Herron, win number 100.
Complete game shutout on the season now. 9-5. Justin Verlander takes the loss. He's 11-4. The Angels win it 1-0. For Mark Kupita and our entire crew here at the Big A, I'm Victor Rojas. Thank you for watching Angels Baseball. Stick around. Angels Live is coming up next.